My favorite movies of all time. Yes. After much contemplation, thinking, and overall of the time, I have narrowed down my favorite movies of all time to 4 different movies. 3 of these movies are from the 20th century, and 1 of these movies is from the 21st century. Now, in more recent history of the past 15 to 20 years, I would say the 2010s only had a few good, alright movies, and in the 2020s, not much at all. So, and these movies are going to be in no particular order, but here are my 4 favorite movies of all time. First, I want to talk about Rain Man. Yes, in no particular order of the 4, Rain Man from 1988 stars Tom Cruise and Dustin Hoffman. And if you've never seen Rain Man, I've made videos about it on Rumble, and I transferred one of those videos of it to my YouTube. I did a quick mini review of Rain Man, so check that out if you haven't done so already. And so yeah, definitely, there's no doubt in my mind that of all the movies that ever came out in history, Rain Man from 1988, which was also the 1988 Best Picture winner, definitely check out, recommend it if you've never seen it before. Alright, now the other thing I really like after much thought is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1990, the original classic first movie from 1990. I grew up with the Ninja Turtles, all things about it, all memorabilia. Ninja Turtles 1, the very first one. There hasn't been a better Ninja Turtle movie past that ever yet. The 1991 of the suits and the dialogue and the quotes and the action, nothing has ever surpassed it. Though there is some rumored news that there's going to be a Last Ronin movie of R-rated live action. I would be interested in seeing that. But until that ever comes to the theaters, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that I grew up with, 1990, has a very nostalgic, big, heartfelt thing to me. The other thing I want to say about all these movies is that I would consider 2 of the movies I could watch at any day and time, any week. Any daytime and week, I could put in 2 out of the 4 movies all the time and always want to watch it. Whereas the other 2, I would only want to watch once in a blue moon, once a year, once every few years, and I'm going to go over which of those categories are for the 4 movies. Now, Rain Man, 1988, well, it's really well done, and it's a bit overlong, and I have one of my videos about it on my contents on things. Rain Man, just because of a lot of the serious and unsettling factors about it, especially how it ends, a realistic ending, Rain Man is not the type of movie that I can just put in to watch and all the time. It's more of a once a year or every 1 3 years type of thing. Also considered in the not all the time, only once a few years, is my only movie from the 21st century, 2008's The Dark Knight. This movie to me, mostly really because of Heath Ledger and his performance that can never, any future Jokers past him have a lot to live up to. I'm not really a fan of the Joker of Joaquin Phoenix, really, but I really don't like Jack Nicholson. But Heath Ledger as the Joker, and even the non-Joker elements of this movie, while I really like this movie, and I also like Batman Begins, by the way, I also really like Batman Begins, and for me, The Dark Knight and Batman Begins are like neck and neck as far as quality, but as far as Batman movies are concerned. But yeah, The Dark Knight, 2008, it's similar to Rain Man, the other second movie where I just can't put that in every day. While I really enjoy a lot of it, its seriousness and unsettling factors makes you not exactly want to watch it just all the time. As for things like this, I wanted to watch. Yeah, so there's some alright movies in 2010s. Really not any really good movies in the 2020s. And movies suck so much in the 21st century that 3 out of the 4 movies on this list are all from the 20th century of the 80s and early 90s, yeah. So I really like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, 1990. Very curious about the whole Last Ronin, if that ever comes to be. And I mentioned a little bit about the Dark Knight stuff, Batman right there. So that just leaves again, this is in no particular order, but sometimes this does come to be the number one of all them all, of these three and four, which is da 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 da. Back to the Future, 1985, came out the month and year of my birth, yeah. It came out on July 3rd, 1985. That means next year, this coming summer, July 3rd, 1985, Back to the Future turns 40 years young. And on July 21st, 2025, I become 40 years young. And this is, what else can be said about Back to the Future that hasn't yet already been said? I will link for you in the top of the description box my Back to the Future movie content that is on my TikTok, on one part of my TikTok. I no longer really produce or create or produce anything out for my TikTok anymore because I didn't really see it going anywhere. Whereas with YT, Google videos, I can actually see growth. The views on TikTok go lower and lower, but I'll link for you at the top of the description box my Back to the Future TikTok, which I hope you enjoy. So yeah, to recap, my 4 favorite movies of all time, Rain Man 1988 and The Dark Knight 2008 are things I cannot watch any given time, only once in a blue moon, every month or every few years, every year, every few years, but things that I can watch at any time and really feel fantastic, huge, and really, really heartfelt and really choose your adjective of things to watch anytime it's okay is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1990, the one that has Judith Hoag as April, and the ones where it's the first movie. It came out in 1990. It's so really, really, really awesome. Back to the Future. They're in no particular order, but I would say Back to the Future would probably be the one I watch the most out of these 4. And I really, really, really enjoy the Turtles. But yeah, I don't want this to run on too long for this one. So yeah, the favorite movies, 4 come to mind when I thought about the whole years of movie history. We got Rain Man, check it out if you've never seen it. Dark Knight, I'm sure you've already seen. Rain Man 1988, Dark Knight 2008, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1990, and Back to the Future 1985. Thank you if you've made it this far, and this concludes my 4 movie videos of today. God willing, hopefully we'll all be back next week to experience some political discussions of this coming Tuesday night's, hopefully, ABC and Kamala, ABC fake news and Kamala versus Donald Trump, political discussion debate. A free, open discussion of how we think and feel about that ABC and Kamala versus Trump presidential debate. So, with all that said, support. Rain Man, best 4 movies but the movies that really stand out to me for this test of time: Rain Man 1988 if you never checked it out, Dark Knight 2008, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1990, and Back to the Future 1985. Support your local movie theater throughout the decade of the 2030s to see hopefully real quality future movies by young directors and old directors. With a community of strangers. Why? Because streaming movies online at home is just not the same thing at all. Everybody dance and have a good time. This is Millennial Man Motions Entertainment, LLC, to the ABC. Yeah, everybody dance and have a good time. This is Millennial Man Motions LLC, signing out till discussion of next week's ABC Kamala fake news debate. Oh yes, Shalom.